Welcome. It is the Members Matter meeting. It is Thursday, April 17th. I'm Kate Kite, Continuing Education Coordinator with Illinois Heartland. We are here at Metropolis Public Library today. And okay, everybody, we've got these slides with on the screen. Go ahead and okay, so how's everyone feeling this morning? I know that that was a really worthwhile presentation, but it was a bit of a heavy topic this morning. Whenever I contacted Mandy, that was back in September. So we could not have anticipated, some of the issues that we have now. So go ahead and choose the emoji that corresponds with how you're feeling.
You can join at any time still.
The next slide.
Going to the next slide. Okay, average response is 4 out of 5. Good, good. And then as usual, every time that we give our updates for our different departments, there will be a question or two for you to answer. And I'm gonna warn you all in advance, we have a number of people out today, so a lot of it will be me giving updates on behalf of other departments. Okay, so our first update is the administration update, and this month Ellen Puppet will be providing that.
Good morning, everybody. It's good to be here with you. It's good to see so many people. I'm glad you got to take advantage of Mandy's great presentation. Regarding, and Kate, can I do administration membership at the same time?
Sure.
Okay. Happily, we're at a great stage with our operational plan for FY 2026. It's had a first reading by the executive committee and the policy and membership committee. The budget has had a first reading by the exec committee and the finance committee, so that will go to the full board next Tuesday for a full reading. And then all of you will be asked for public comment on that, or to comment on what you see us submitting for our plans for FY 2026. Please let us know. Your input is really valuable to us. So give it a look when you see it sent out to you, and we'll be happy to get your feedback. All this is part of our submission of our annual system area and per capita grant that will go to the state library by the end of May. I believe Tuesday, our board elections close. I think the nominating committee will meet in the next several days, maybe sometime next week, I think, to certify that election. And we will have 5 new board members seated for next year, which is a good thing. Kate, are you giving the HR update? Yes. Okay, then I can skip over that. This is the time of the year where you will see people from the membership team start to nag you about non-resident fees. Please be aware that your boards do have to vote on what if they will offer non-resident fees for next year, and if they choose to offer them, what they will charge for them. And are you doing carols as well?
I did not have that done.
Okay, but I do. I can do it.
Okay.
Okay. You've heard several references this morning to potential threats to library funding in the country. We are committed to sharing information with you as soon as we know, and whenever we know that the information we're sharing is accurate. We don't want to deal in rumors or this might happen or that might happen. We want to give you the information, the good information we have as it comes to us. With that in mind, this week we launched an IHLS advocacy resource guide, and you'll see that on our website. That will give you what we know as we know it, and also different resources and background resources that you can look at to see kind of what has colored this situation. There are currently attempts to set up, meetups in the offices of our federal legislators who might have some say in this funding challenge. Again, that will go on our resource page, that will go in the director's listserv, so please, I think this is a time to really reach out to all of you and say, please pay attention to the system website, to the director's listserv, to things we can, the tools we will use to share information with all of you. And that being said, from the membership standpoint, yay for all of you for being so patient with us during the certification process. We're thrilled. We're always happy that it's over and happy that we successfully touched base with all of you. Not many changes from the certification over last year. So that's the biggest membership piece going on right now. I think that's all I have, but I can turn it over. Oh, I will say this. This is because I don't think Leanne's here with us today. The iLead Trustee Training Portal just recently passed the 400 mark as far as people registered to take the training, which is great. We're thrilled with that. And I hope all of you are sharing this information with your trustees. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to primarily Leanne Furby from our staff, but also Kate and I are available to help you if you need anything. So that being said, I will turn it over to Kate and Leah and Sarah and see if you have anything you'd like to add.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback on what Ellen said about the ILAID trustee training and let everybody know that, you know, board elections just happened. So a lot of our libraries are getting new board members. There is a new resource on there. There's a new module about a trustee orientation. So there's a PowerPoint you can download and there's also like a binder checklist. So that is available as well. And then, okay, so we will give the rest of the membership updates at the end to correspond with our questions. But no, Ellen can break the rules of things. So let's do the administration questions now.
And if you don't see the question, go ahead and put them in the chat, just so we know there's some technical difficulties going on.
How many new board members will join the IHLS Board of Directors in July? And that did not change.
Oh, no.
So sometimes Slides with Friends gets its own ideas and did not update that. So yes, the question marks, that is correct. We do not, we're gonna skip that one because, let's see. Go
What's
ahead.
the right answer, Kate?
I don't know.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, oh no, the correct, okay, I thought you were talking, it is 5, the correct answer is 5. I'm working about as well as Slides with Friends this morning, apparently. So in Jill Trevino's absence, I'm gonna be given the quick HR source, or HR update, including that there is an HR source membership grant. It's our 3rd IHLS grant. Information is found on our website. In fact, here in about half an hour, Christopher Schneider with HR Source is going to be doing a short presentation about the benefits of being an HR Source member. You can be an existing member to qualify for the grant or a new member. Also, Jill is taking a bit of an absence, so booking consultations will resume on May 13th, and they are currently on hold through the website and cannot be booked through the website consultations. If a member library has an immediate HR need, please contact Finance Director Rhonda Jonassy. And that was all that Jill shared with me to share. Who cannot apply for the IHLS HR Source Membership Grant? A, public libraries who are current members of HR Source. B, public libraries with 1 employee. C, public libraries without an HR Source membership. Or D, public libraries in Kane County. Okay, and the correct answer is public libraries in Kane County. So basically, any library in IHLS, current member of HR Source or potential member for HR Source is able to apply for this grant. And even if you have one employee, you can do that. Because sometimes you might need some guidance for yourself. And then the share update provided by John Kirshner.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I've had the pleasure of getting out the last 2 weeks and seeing a lot of our members. So some quick updates. One of the big important ones is the annual agreements are soon to be sent to all of you via DocuSign. And a reminder, these are not a bill, it's just an agreement showing you what your bill will be for the share membership fees as to whether there's been an increase and decrease due to enrollment or budget size or anything like that, just so that you know what you will be paying. So when you get those, please sign them as soon as possible so we can get all of our paperwork done with that. In other news, the Kindle Fire, I believe I mentioned this at the last one, that some libraries are having issue with the Cloud Library app on Kindle Fire users. And just a reminder, the issue is simply that the original Cloud Library app has to be uninstalled, and then you have to reinstall the new app. And this has to do with OCLC updating the marketing and the logo and such for Cloud Library. And there are more instructions on the Share website that like give you step-by-step instructions on how to do that if you need them. There are a few annual purchases where the deadlines are coming up in, I believe, late May. So there's the Swank movie licenses that all IHLS members have a discount for those public viewing licenses. There is also a new service that they are starting for our public libraries that is a streaming service that just makes it a little bit easier. You don't have to worry about having a DVD player or a movie. It is a streaming service that is still like in library use only and only for public streaming, but it might be useful to some of our libraries. And we are also still doing the McNaughton program, our book leasing program. The deadline to sign up for that is in May. So if you are interested, please go ahead and sign up. There is some information on our website, but if you have any questions, you can always email or call Cassandra Thompson. And I would say that's about it for this month. Unless anyone has anything to add, because I am definitely not perfect.
Thank you, John.
Thank you for not correcting me, Kate, about not being perfect.
What is the name of the company that offers an annual group purchase for public viewing licenses? Swayze, B. Swank, C. Swinton, or D. Swift? That's correct. The answer is B. Swank. Which of the following would not be appropriate for a share kit and caboodle kit? Oh, John, did you want to talk a little bit about kit and?
Yeah, I
caboodle?
forgot to talk about that.
Okay.
We have our Kid and Caboodle program. I've been talking about this program everywhere I go, so it's funny I forgot to mention it. That is an option for libraries to basically make kits for other share members. So it's pretty simple in that if you have anything that you think would make a good kit, you can send it to the Edwardsville Hub, to Jace Cook, who does all the cataloging for our Kid and Caboodle kits. They will be cataloged as a kit, they will be put in a snazzy tote, free of charge. And then basically they will be in the catalog like any other item, for people to place holds on and to be sent out. I do like to say that we like our members to have a lot of control over their kits. There are some FAQs on the website that I'm actually gonna be updating pretty soon. But if you have any questions, you can always email me or Cassandra. But yeah, that's a thing. Please, please participate if you want to, because we're trying to make it more resources being shared among our members.
Thank you. And John, can you put, the Aspen Share site actually has the different
Oh
kits.
God, why did I not mention that? Yes,
Luckily, I've been at meetings with John a lot, so I've got to learn a lot about the
It's
kit
been a long
caboodle. But I know a lot of our libraries are doing puzzle races. There are puzzle kits available, so on the Share website that John will share the link, you can check out all of the kit and caboodles available to you.
yes, there are kitten caboodles and we have made groupings for them to make it a little bit easier to search. So if you're looking specifically for book club kits, then there is literally a category now that takes you to a list of the Share Kitten Caboodle book club kits. There's one for puzzles, activity kits, and so on, just to make it easier for people to find them.
Okay, so which is not appropriate for a Share Kit and Caboodle kit? A, book club kits for children or adults. B, a pot of spicy chili. C, activity kits, or D, realia and other programming materials. I do like that it has to be spicy chili. Mild chili is,
You're giving the answer away. You're not supposed to comment on the questions, the answers.
that's correct. Please do not send chili to Jay's Cook at the end.
Yes, do not send it. I think he is okay with mild, but I don't know what will happen to it after it gets to him.
He likes chili, but not that much.
Okay, and Carol is not here to give the communications update, but Ellen did mention earlier about the IMLS advocacy page that we just have created. And so I think that was the main communication update that we have. Oh, thank you, John. John just posted that link again. Oh, which IHLS webpage has the latest news on IMLS funding and advocacy? A, current issues in librarianship. B, leadership and innovation. C, news, or D, issues guides.
And I believe there's two right answers for this one.
That is correct, Sarah. Okay, and the correct answers are current issues in librarianship and the issues guide. Okay, delivery update. Colleen is out today, so I will be giving the update in her absence. The annual delivery survey is live. The email was sent on Monday, April 14th, and we will accept responses through April 25th. The link was sent to the IHLS official business email list. If you did not receive the email with the survey link, please contact communications@illinoisheartland.org. All survey responses are anonymous, and at the end of the survey, you will find a link to enter your name into a drawing for a gift card to the IHLS Spreadshirt Shop. And then the final round of the AMHS Name the Machine contest is currently ongoing, allowing IHLS members to choose the top 3 names. So we had the name submissions, then IHLS and Share staff narrowed it down to what we thought our top 10 were, and then now it goes back to members for voting on the top 3 names. The contest runs from April 11th to April 25th. Winners will be announced during the live event on July 7th, where we will have the final ribbon cutting ceremony for the Carbondale Hub. This event will take place via Zoom. Additionally, we plan to hold an informational meeting for our members about the AMHS following the ribbon cutting ceremony. So if you attended any of our kind of like AMHS Ask Us Anythings that we had back in the summer and fall last year, we will have one once the final machine gets installed, so you can ask any questions that you have. And then the IHLS Hubs will be closed on Monday, May 12th for our annual IHLS Staff Day. So it's a one-day staff in-service meeting. And so our buildings will be closed that day and no delivery will run. Again, that is May 12th. As always, if you have any questions, please reach out to Colleen at cdettenmeyer@illinoisheartland.org or call her at 618-474-9921. And that's it. When will the AMHS names be announced? A, May 1st, B, at the June 13th Champagne Ribbon Cutting, C, at the May 12th IHLS Staff Day, or D, at the July 7th Carbondale Ribbon Cutting. Okay, and the correct answer is at the July 7th Carbondale Ribbon Cutting. And then lastly, we have our membership team update. I would like to second what Ellen said about thank you to everyone that did their certification. Personally, my least favorite part of my job is nagging, as Ellen says, everybody to get things done. Because I really like to go out and see all the libraries and meet with all of you and talk with all of you. And so it's a necessary evil that we can avoid. But Leah, is there anything that you would like to add? You can put Leah on the spot for a moment.
I don't have anything to add, but I would just say hi to everybody. Thanks for completing certification. We do appreciate it.
Yes, and it's also the time of year too, now that the weather is warmer and it's easier to travel. Please invite us to come visit your libraries. We love to get out there and see everybody. Sarah, did you have anything? Now that Member Day is completed, Sarah does not have any updates for us. And then as far as continuing education goes, we have a mental health first aid in person and at Marion Carnegie Library on May 12th. That is a Monday, and our attendance right now, our registration is right at where we're not sure that we can hold it in person. We need a certain amount of people to register to be able to hold it. There is no cost to members to participate in this training because we're going through the University of Illinois Extension and they received a grant to provide this training. Also, if you're interested, if you're not in the Marion area and you are interested in this training, please reach out to me. And then we also have a HR source, our final HR source webinar, which is also May 12th. Everything is May 12th, is on performance management conversations. Those are recorded and are available for 7 days. So you could feasibly do 2 different things on May 12th. Those are available first to IHLS members, and then we open them up to Rails members. So we have a limited number of spots. If you haven't signed up for any of them, it's $10. Otherwise, hopefully you've signed up for all of them. But this is the last one, and I encourage you to sign up. It's a very valuable resource. May 15th is our next third Thursday. We will be at the Sally Logan Library in Murfreesboro. And our speaker that month will be Curtis Rogers, who's a consultant in South Carolina. And it is about library signage, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I especially thought with this month being a heavier topic that we would switch things up in May, and we all have library signs. Let's see the do's and don'ts. There will be no third Thursday in June because it is scheduled for the Juneteenth holiday. And I think that that is all I have. Ellen, is there anything? Okay. What is not one of the services your membership team provides? A, library site visits. B, consultation on library issues. C, therapeutic pet therapy, where we bring a dog, cat, or bunny for you to pet. Or D, assistance with and reminders for annual tasks. Everybody got that one in right away.
So if we show up with one of our pets.
Yes, that is true. We do not currently travel with any of our pets, but I don't think that any of us would take a lot of persuasion. Leah should bring her lovely orange cat, Quincy. Leah and I actually have two cats that are two tuxedos that look almost exactly alike. We have twin cats.
And Troy.
Oh, and Troy. Troy Brown has the most adorable dog in existence. Okay, so the final trivia question of the month, and I'm gonna let John read this one because this is John's question.
I wanted to do something a little different this time. Okay, so anise or anise, people say it differently. Fennel and tarragon are often described as tasting like what root that is the namesake for a popular confection? And the possible answers are marshmallow, sassafras, horehound, or licorice. These are all real things. So people who like old timey candy, okay? And the answer is licorice. Yes, because sassafras is what's in root beer, marshmallow is marshmallows, and horehound is a weird candy that tastes to me like a cross between root beer and unsweetened tea. Brings back memories, very nostalgic.
Okay, and our winner is Tina Hubert. Congratulations, Tina. Okay, so we'll go ahead and end here. So Chris has not shown up yet, has he? Yes, like I said, we have a presentation scheduled at 11:45 because, you know, depending on what all updates we have, sometimes we run longer, sometimes we run shorter. It is 11:33 right now. If there's anything that for the good of the group that a member would like to share or ask, I'm going to give this time over to you all to ask anything. Otherwise, if you want to go ahead and head out, you are welcome to. We also have, or if you want to stick around and take a short break and join us at 11:45 for Chris's presentation. Again, he's going to be talking about the third IHLS HR Source membership grant that subsidizes your library's membership for a year in HR Source.
So Kate, there are a few questions in the chat.
Yes.
The first one is, does participation in this today count as CE?
Yeah, we do put attendance in L2 that everybody has attended today. As far as like PDH goes, professional development hours for school libraries, that's a Leah Gregory question, but generally, if you need to count this as CE for the IPLAR, the Illinois Public Library Annual Report, that counts.
This does not count for PDH for the Illinois State Board of Education. But if you do need hours, let me know. I can give you some PDH suggestions.
Okay, there is a request to put the link to iLead in the chat, which I will do in just a moment. We have a question, where do we find recordings of meetings?
Oh, so that's a great question. All of our meetings are recorded and currently put on our YouTube channel, which somebody will put the link of that in the chat as well. If you registered through L2, you will get a email through L2 whenever that link is available. Like Matt, I saw him put in the chat that it should be probably tomorrow sometime. And so we will let everybody know, but then everybody can go at any time to our YouTube channel and see past Members Matter meetings and past CE presentations that we have permission to post there. We've also started putting some of our CE presentations, so this one should also be available on our website under continuing education.
We can also mention that I don't think we can give CE credit for people doing it.
Okay. Yes, if you watch later and you do not join us in person, we cannot give you continuing education credit.
Okay. I have, was the first hour program recorded? Seems super helpful, and I had to step out for a story hour.
Yes, yes, it was. And Mandy did give us permission to share that with our members. So again, if you registered, you can find, or I will send you out the link. You can find it on our continuing education webpage as well.
Okay, we have a question. When can we expect the new sorting machine to be up and running at Edwardsville?
I don't know the answer to that one.
I know we have the installation
The
date.
installation
Yeah.
is next week.
Okay, so
Yeah,
the,
you know,
so the installation date is next week. But unfortunately, I don't think we have anybody from delivery joining us today that can give a better, more comprehensive answer to when the machine will be up and running.
I think it's safe to say that there will be a time period of 1 to 2 weeks before things are actually starting to be used. Yeah, for
I think
testing
that's
purposes
fair.
and things like that. And then Karen also asked, how many CE hours do I need for this year? Karen Waters.
Yeah, there is no, for public libraries and for special libraries, and I'm not sure about academic libraries, but there is no set amount of continuing education that is, unless it's cataloging. If it's cataloging continuing education, no, this does not count as cataloging continuing education. And there is a minimum amount of cataloging CE that all barcoders and catalogers need to meet in order to have those permissions. Jennifer Ball at Share is the Bibliographic Services Manager. Please reach out to her. She keeps track of everybody's hours. So if you're speaking of cataloging CE, she would be able to let you know. As far as general continuing education for our public libraries, there's no set amount. We encourage everybody to, continue learning and growing on their job, but there's no statute or requirement for a minimum.
and can I add, Kate, and that pertains to system membership alone. It doesn't pertain to what your agency might require or your consortium might require.
And I did see that Don put in the chat that it's 15 hours of cataloging CE. Thank you, Don.
And he would know.
Yes. Okay, we've got about 6 minutes before Chris is scheduled to join us. So we can, anybody else have any questions, concerns? One of the things that I have done in the last couple of weeks with people, I actually did steal this from the Southwest Advocates for Youth Services, the SWAYS group. Is they do a thing called Magical Minute where everybody shares something good that's happened at their library. And so if there's anything you would like to share, like a win, a heartwarming patron interaction, like a super cool craft that you did that I would never be able to do, even if you gave me really great instructions. Anything like a great April Fool's Day post that your library did, anything that has been a win and something good. And thank you for the people that are putting things in. John, can you read those out?
Yes. Leah said, spring is finally showing its face. Laura says, I am holding an Easter egg hunt inside the library today. 25 kiddos signed up. We will also have live bunnies. Ooh. I'm not sure what live means because live is in quotation marks, but that sounds great. Karen said this presentation was one of my good things, great information. Apparently they are real bunnies. Okay, thank you for that. Carol says we received our eggs from Illinois Extension. Babies will hatch in 3 weeks.
Yay! I am thinking that I need to plan a visit to Doherty Public Library in like 4 weeks, right, Carol? So I can see the chicks.
Vicky said we have cookie decorating night tonight.
Hello.
Hello, Chris. Thank you for joining us. We'll make you a co-host.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, and we're gonna, whenever you are ready, we'll let you share your screen.
Sure. I'm just gonna, all I'm just sharing is the web page, basically, that you guys set up.
Okay, excellent, excellent. We've got about 25 people on to learn more about that membership.
Excellent. Do you see it behind me now?
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome. I'm ready whenever you are.
Go, we are ready for you.
Oh, cool. So this is the whole group. That's wonderful. My name's Chris Schneider. I work for HR Source in Downers Grove. We are a not-for-profit employers association that provides HR and legal assistance to a whole lot of employers, but particularly a whole lot of libraries, which is kind of an interesting phenomenon for us. Many times I think it's because we really thrive at serving small employers. And the way we do that is by providing lots of resources for them. For instance, we offer an HR hotline that provides answers to questions. So if you're like a lot of library directors, you wear multiple hats. And when you're wearing the HR hat, it's a great place to call and ask those questions. The folks who field those questions are certified HR professionals, comp and benefits folks, as well as 4 attorneys that we have on staff. And so there's really no question too complicated or legal that we can't address. And as a member of our organization, you can do that as often as you want to. So there's no limit to how many times you can reach out to us, nor is there a limit to the duration that something might take to answer. What I mean by that is there's no fear that even if you're talking to one of our attorneys, that they're charging by the minute for the time that they spend on the phone with you. It's all included in the membership. Our story with the library world kind of starts a long time ago before the library systems were reorganized, but we were always working with some of the suburban Chicago systems, providing advice and assistance to them, doing handbooks, benchmarking, et cetera. We then got involved in publishing our library personnel survey, which is a compensation survey for library positions all across the state. Primarily public libraries. And that's one of the things you get with membership is access to that survey. So even if you're small, you're hiring occasionally, you'll have a good resource that you can use to do budgeting, finding out what people are paying for certain positions, and it kind of helps to do planning and recruiting as well. Other things that we're known for, obviously, we can step in and walk the walk if you need us to. So if you need more than advice and assistance, you're looking for someone to write an employee handbook for you or develop a compensation system for you. Those are things we can do. Members get special rates on any of those projects that we do. But what I want to talk about today specifically is how we can help you as a member of Illinois Heartland Library System. I think that you can probably see my screen. Is that true that you can see the website?
Yes.
Awesome. I can't see it, but I believe you. So it's a joy to work with Illinois Heartland. They have been a fantastic partner of ours. When I was preparing for today's talk, I didn't really need to do much because they've already built a beautiful website. And so almost everything you would need to know or that your board would need to know about the funding mechanism and how this grant program is going to work is all written onto the page. So I just will kind of review some of the details, but essentially there's a grant that's available. We sort of approach helping libraries by all getting involved. So for instance, we drop our price significantly for membership. To put it in perspective, a membership for a group that's less than 50 employees would cost about $1,300. So we drop our price significantly. And then Illinois Heartland comes in with a grant that's available to libraries sort of on a sliding scale. So there's a contributory model from the system. And then, of course, each library would have responsibility for the balance of that. All of that is laid out under this cost and obligations tab. So you'll know exactly what to expect. But essentially, you'll be paying Illinois Heartland for a portion of the membership dues. But all said and done, even if you're one of the larger libraries in these tiers, $700 is the most that you'll pay for membership with HR Source this year. So it's a great way to get involved with us. It's not only inexpensive, but I think you'll join many of the libraries in the state. We serve about 250 now. In their experience of being able to call us and ask us questions, helping you resolve employee relations issues. Quite honestly, libraries are a very unique employment environment. As you know, there's challenges that a library faces being a point of public access, knowing everyone in the community. They're your neighbors, your friends. Some of them are board members. Some of them are patrons for a long time at the library. It makes for an interesting employment environment, and it's caused us to fundamentally change the way we serve those groups. So we're getting very astute at handling FOIA requests and public sector questions that might come up, questions about volunteers, questions about boards, what have you. So you might just see us as kind of an offsite HR department or law firm that you as a library can rely upon once you decide to join. But because of this grant program, it makes it not only very affordable, but you'll join about 25 other groups that have utilized this from the system and probably 200 plus that are part of the rail system as well. It is a quick turnaround time. So the selection is really a first come, first serve basis. And you've got to fill out the application no later than 5 p.m. on the 15th of May to be considered. And you'll be informed soon after that as to whether you made the cut. And there's an application right here on the page itself. There's a little bit more information to know, but essentially those are the highlights. We offer a great resource for libraries. And again, as you're working through some of the challenges with your staff and staying current with both federal and Illinois law, I think we're a great resource and one that's very affordable. This is the part where I shut up and ask if there's any questions.
Thank you, Chris. We'll see if any questions come through in the chat. Chris, is there a way to reach out and ask questions, if they think of something after today or later today?
Yeah, I can put my contact information. I'll just write my email into the chat function. So anyone can email me if they'd like to follow up with questions. Happy to answer questions about our capabilities. As you realize, I've done kind of a abbreviated version of this, but if you need a full different version of it, happy to appear at a meeting or, virtually at a board meeting, whatever you'd like. So really excited to work with the libraries again this year. You guys are great employers and, you definitely put us through our paces. Libraries utilize us all the time. So probably the most popular times are right before a board meeting or right after a board meeting. So, but thank you so much for the opportunity to present to you a little bit today. I encourage you to consider this as you review your budget and ways of making the most of the resources that you have at hand. And thanks again to Illinois Heartland for providing this opportunity, not only to us, but hopefully to lots of the libraries that will apply this year.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Not at all. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate your time, and I hope it's what you had in mind.
Oh, yes, yes.
Excellent.
I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today. That concludes our Members Matter meeting. Join us on May 15th. And one more time, I'd like to thank Colby Kennedy and the Metropolis Public Library for being our hosts today. And we look forward to seeing you all next month. And as always, feel free to reach out to any of us if you have any questions. So everyone have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon.